Welcome to Direct U.S. Immigration's channel, where you get direct access to our most up-to-date immigration and global mobility. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Maitreya Brown, and I'm a U.S. immigration attorney based in Washington, D.C. I'm also the principal attorney at Direct U.S. Immigration, where we work with clients in all 50 states and around the world. Be sure to stick around until the end to get bonus tips that will help you ace your marriage-based green card interview. As you know, the last step of the marriage-based green card process is the interview, which is scheduled by the USCIS if the spouse is seeking a green card, lives in the United States, and by the National Visa Center, also known as NVC, if they live abroad. Now let's discuss what happens at the interview. So as previously mentioned, the purpose of the marriage-based green card interview and the USCIS officer's primary goal is to determine that your marriage is authentic. That's why the officer will pay close attention to all details in your and your spouse's responses to the green card interview questions and the evidence you provide. While you can never be certain about the questions that an interviewing officer will ask, here are some of the most typical questions that couples encounter grouped by category. So the first category is your relationship history. So that includes how did you meet, where did some of your first dates take place, how long did you date before deciding to get married, and what is the story of your marriage proposal. Another category could be about your wedding. So what was your wedding like? Who attended your wedding? What food was served? Were there any special rituals performed? And if so, what kind? Did you go anywhere for your honeymoon? And if so, where? Another category could be your daily routines. So what is daily life like with you and your spouse around the house? How do you start your day? How often do you text or talk on the phone when you're apart? And if you have kids, how do your kids get to school? Who are their friends? What are their favorite foods? Do they play any sports? If so, what? Another category could be your personal habits and needs. So what side of the bed do you sleep on? Who snores? Though this type of questioning typically has conflicting answers. Another question could be what medications does your spouse take? And so on. Another category that could also come up may include information about big events, rituals, or celebrations. So, for example, that could include when are your birthdays? What did you do to celebrate? What did you get each other as gifts? What's the most important holiday of the year in your household? And where do you typically celebrate it? Now, if a USCIS officer establishes ineligibility at the visa interview, you can receive a notice of intent to deny on the spot. Do not feel discouraged because before such a decision is made, you will generally have an opportunity to submit more evidence or clarify issues. So after the interview, there are about 4 scenarios to expect. Either an application approval, a request for evidence or a notice of intent to deny, additional review, or a second interview. Now, the entire green card process can last for years, and an interview may be overwhelming for spouses by itself. This is why hiring a lawyer like myself from the beginning can be fruitful and save you lots of time. An immigration attorney will approach your case individually, making sure the best strategy is in place. When it comes to marriage interviews, a lawyer can review the spouse's backgrounds, review the evidence, and confirm expectations and how to respond to likely scenarios. Now, let's take a step away from the process to tell you about one of my clients. So meet Anna and John, a vibrant couple living in Portugal. Anna, a Portuguese native, fell in love with John, an American tourist, during one of his visits to Lisbon. Their mutual love for travel and culture drew them together, and they decided to tie the knot. However, their dream was to start their married life in John's hometown in the United States. This meant navigating the intricate process of applying for a marriage-based green card. They diligently gathered all necessary documents, including proof of a genuine relationship, and despite their meticulous preparation, they were well aware that the process could be unpredictable and strenuous. Then came the day that would change everything for them. The day of their marriage-based green card interview, John purposely planned to be in country when the interview took place in case Anna needed any support and in case the officer wanted to speak with John. He wanted to be physically there to present a stronger case than what he felt a phone conversation would do. The stakes were high as they walked into the U.S. Embassy in Lisbon. They knew this interview was pivotal in determining whether they could start their new life together in the U.S. In the interview, Anna went separately to go through the interview. John was brought in later when the officer learned that he was in fact outside the embassy in case the officer wanted to speak with him directly. They presented their case convincingly. They shared stories about their relationship, showed pictures from their travels, and answered questions about each other confidently. Their genuine love for each other was evident. Impressed by their authenticity and well-prepared application, the embassy officer granted Anna the marriage-based green card. Their joy knew no bounds as they realized their dream of starting a life together in the U.S. was about to become a reality. The story of Anna and John inspires couples worldwide, reminding them that love knows no boundaries. And with perseverance and authenticity, even the most complex immigration processes can be navigated successfully. So as promised, here's some bonus information that you may not know about. So first is to be honest and open. So think of the interview as an opportunity to give the officer a window into your life as a couple, not as an obligation to portray the ideal marriage. Second is speak your mind. Some interviewing officers will ask you very personal questions. If you find a question too offensive, you can let the officer know and decline to answer. 3 is practice, practice, practice. So it is important to rehearse before your interview, especially if one of you tends to be forgetful, especially with birthdays. Even people in long-term marriages can often find these interviews stressful, but the more you practice, the less anxious you're likely to be. And last, have fun. It's essential to be honest and thorough when documenting and recalling details about your marriage. But don't forget to loosen up. After all, you get to stroll down memory lane and make sure your spouse knows what you like to eat for breakfast. So we at Direct U.S. Immigration are ready to answer any of your questions if you need further clarification. Now, last but not least, be sure to check out the caption below this video. We've got questionnaires for different types of visas so that we can help you determine which visa is most appropriate for you. And if you're traveling soon, we also have a list of some of my travel favorites. So I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe if this content or information helps you in any way. Comment below if you want me to talk about something in specific, and share this resource widely because you never know who needs answers to these questions. Additionally, if you have any specific questions about this video as they pertain to your unique circumstances, please schedule a consultation with us, also at the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.